it's usually on. And this one is, okay, so now it's recording. And you see this counter? 5, 6, 7. That's how you know it's going.
Thank you, Mrs. Larson. Hi, I'm Maria Norman.
Hi, I'm Holly Anderson.
First of all, good. Okay. First of all, congratulations, class of 2018. You guys all look amazing tonight in your caps and gowns. I'm really excited to be up here with you.
We would like to take a moment and thank some people that are in this room tonight. First and foremost, I want to thank Pastor Kendall and the school administration. Thank you for providing a place for us to grow, not just academically, but spiritually as well. It was such a blessing being able to worship the Lord and go to school in the same building, so thank you.
And teachers, thank you for sharing your knowledge and guiding us academically. And thanks for putting up with our water bottle wars, spontaneous singing, and paper snowball fights. We're all so grateful for the sacrifices you've made to be able to teach us. And more importantly, thank you for investing in us spiritually. I have plenty of memories from my years at CLA of teachers praying over me, whether it was for a scraped knee on the playground or nerves before a big test. Your willingness to serve the Lord has been a huge blessing in our lives, and you deserve much more than just our gratitude.
And on behalf of the entire graduating class, I can't thank all of our lovely parents enough. Thank you for raising us with love and patience and being there for us even when it was hard. Thank you for pouring into us and helping us become the young men and women we are today. I would like to share a quote once spoken by Eleanor Roosevelt. She said, "You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You must do the thing you think you cannot do."
The most commonly reoccurring command in the Bible is actually do not fear or fear not. And many times when God gives us this command, he also accompanies it with a promise. For example, one passage of scripture that God has used repeatedly in my life over the past several years may be familiar to many of you. It's Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. And in this verse, God is speaking to Joshua, who has just been put in charge of leading the Israelites into the promised land. Joshua is preparing to lead a nation of people into unfamiliar territory, and God says to him, "This is my command, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Over the past few years, we've seen our classmates acting on this command as they've taken on some challenges that required amazing courage. For example, Jacelyn joined our high school praise team in 9th grade. And I remember how her hands used to shake as she held the microphone because she was so nervous to be on stage in front of all the students. Even though she was nervous to get up on the stage, she continued to show courage by leading worship on Thursdays. And as a senior, Jace led our worship team and sang every week, and she has grown tremendously in her confidence and skill. I'm excited to see how God uses her talent in the coming years.
Another instance of showing courage happened sophomore year when the Vandergrift twins joined our class. They brought with them lots of life and lots of humor. But they had to leave all their friends and what they were familiar with behind at their old high school. When they first came, I remember asking them why they decided to come to Christian life. And they responded by saying that they wanted to pursue their relationship with God and get a good education. I'm not 100% sure of this, but I'm sure that it took a lot of courage for them to leave all that they were familiar with and come to the new school. And let's not forget about Sid's deathly fear of public speaking. Now, she doesn't know this yet, but to help her get over this fear, I'd like to ask her to come up here. Just say a few words of advice from our upcoming seniors. That would be really happy of all classes. I remember that first day, Mrs. Taylor, which she's unfortunately not here tonight, she walked up to the front of the classroom and tells us all that we are going to fail often. Now, at this point, all of us photo kids are looking around at each other and we're like, what is this crazy lady saying? That is not what I wanted to hear on my first day of my senior year. But then she went on to explain herself. She stated that the word fail means first attempt in learning. Ever since that moment, I have found that this little phrase is actually very applicable to life.
Now, we're not saying that you should try everything in college, please. We've already seen the negative effects of being too brave in high school, like the time when Jack thought that he had the skills to drive through the parking lot without looking, while serenading people through the window of his car, and ended up totaling his car on a pole in the parking lot. Hashtag rest in peace, fitness. When faced with the daunting task of leading the United Kingdom in World War II, Winston Churchill said, "This is no time for ease and comfort. It is the time to dare and endure." Note the word endure. Committing to a new goal takes guts, but even more courage and grit is required in order to endure the difficulties that will arise along the way. You may accept a challenge with enthusiasm at the beginning, only to later realize that you're completely overwhelmed. And when you're facing a daunting obstacle and you don't see how you can possibly overcome it, trust God's promises to provide and have the courage to continue working and fighting for your goal.
There will be many challenges in college that we are all soon going to face. And we need to have courage to overcome those challenges. Whether that includes dropping your major, moving across the country, which actually a lot of us are doing really soon, or starting a conversation with a complete stranger.
Don't be afraid to join or maybe lead a club, take a really challenging class just for the heck of it, travel abroad, or share your beliefs with someone.
I would like to share a piece of advice from one of our class's most favorite personalities in the entertainment business. He goes by the name of Rick Steves. He once said, "Fear is for people who don't get out very much." So I think we need to listen to Rick and get out. Face those fears and challenges head on, have courage, and don't be afraid to fail. Thank you.